We here, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We here after Sixers got their backs kicked in by the Dallas Mavericks. It actually started off good in the first half. Sixers put up a fight. I think it was up. Was they up a half by a couple points?
At the half? Yeah, I think it was up at the half.
Then Dallas just went. Sixers couldn't play no defense. Dallas couldn't mix no shots. You know how it goes. Maxey was off a little bit. Oubre tried, but he ain't a stud in this league. So it's getting really evident that Sixers, if they don't want to be in the playing tournament, they're going to need to make a move. They're going to need to make a move. The problem, I'm going to tell you why the Sixers had to make a move. Let's bring it back to Ben Simmons, right? When the Sixers traded for Ben Simmons, Wayne got their Beijing going. When Sixers traded for Ben Simmons, they got James Harden, right? Mm-hmm. Star for star, if you could say, right? When Sixers traded James Harden, they didn't get the player to fill that role. I remember Morey going on saying he they talked about getting a stud for Harden, but when they traded for Harden, we got back a handful of role players and some draft picks. We didn't get anyone to fill that role. So now it's a need to take these draft picks and these handful of role playing bums that you got and go get us a player. Go get us a star player. Because we lost it. You can say what you want about Ben. At the time, he was a star player. Even though I didn't like him, he's considered a star player. For some reason, I'm saying what he was considered around the league. He was an all-star. He was considered a star player around the league. We got back Harden, who's considered a star around the league. And when we traded Harden, we didn't get anything to fill that role. That's why it was important to me when I said, and it's important for me that I said too, we have to build for the future and now. This is why I wanted, when they traded Ben, I wanted them to get young boy like Halliburton for this. Because I said Bede is injury prone. He won't be alone. He won't be around for years to come. So you still have to build this team for the future. If you would have had the two backcourt studs, you'd have been good. Now we got to run out before the draft, before trade deadline is over, and hopefully we can land a Morey or somebody like that, or somebody that can help young enough to still fill the void when Bede can't play no more.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying the other day. First of all, y'all got a lot of liquor behind you. What y'all drinking? What you drinking?
No. Come on, talk, because I want to get to my point. Since he taking his brother's spot and running on for like 5 minutes to start the show. You go and say your part now, so then we can.
You got to force a trade. I'm sorry, you're right. Go ahead. My bad, Tim and Wayne.
All right, so but here's what I will say. We got to make a trade unless you're giving up on the season. And I'm not willing to give up on the season right now, but unless you're giving up on the season, you got to go ahead and make a move. You got 3 first-round picks.
What's up,
Plenty, all these expiring contracts, all these pick swaps. Let's just go in and make a move right now. Morey, you're on the clock. You can't sit here and do nothing. Ethan made an excellent point. We traded Harden early in the season. So he had the last 3 months to get to fill that role. We never filled, even though Harden, say what you want about Harden. Harden failed us in the playoffs, but missed a lot of points. But guess what? He led the league in assists. He was a bona fide playmaker for us. We're missing that playmaker. And so I'm saying that if we can't get a playmaker, we need a playmaker in this offense. Right now, it's stale. We can't get no points. And if you saw the third quarter, go back to the third quarter of tonight's game. The third quarter, we struggled. We couldn't find any offense. Maxey was in foul trouble. I mean, to me, the whole game turned when the dude, what's his name, Pat Beverly, decided to foul somebody on a 3-point. It was on a 3-point. Who was I forget it was the Williams. He fouled Williams shooting a 3 and got a flagrant foul on a call. That kind of was the turning point of the game. That's when the game was completely over. And then they went on a run and they just started scoring. But for our offense to get back on board, we need somebody who can create their own shot and create shots for other people. We're missing that. We don't have it.
Okay, well, my take on it is, first off, you're talking out both sides of your mouth, Tim.
Why?
Ethan, because both, I'm gonna tell you why. Because the last few weeks, all y'all say, Morey taking too long to make a trade. So if Morey would have made the trade with Embiid in the fold, we'd have been stuck. You wanted us to go get Brogdon, right? So we went out and got Brogdon, and we still wouldn't have an Embiid. But now you're saying he got to rush to make a trade now. But you wanted to use all these assets to make a trade a couple weeks ago to rush out and go get a Brogdon. You was mad that more. Now it seems a little bit smarter that he didn't use all those assets.
No, I think go get.
Shut up! It's my turn. It's my turn.
No, you call out Brogdon.
Let him go.
No, you wanted Brogdon months ago. Like y'all said, he made this trade way back in the beginning of the season, and he didn't flip it and bring somebody else in here. So you wanted them to go out and make this trade earlier. So now we
get Murray.
Murray. No, Brogdon was who you wanted. Brogdon was the dude that you.
Ephraim wanted Brogdon. I know Ephraim wanted Brogdon.
No,
I'm not sure
Tim wanted Brogdon because whenever Ephraim said Brogdon, Tim was like, "I said that first. So I know it." Tim?
No, what happened? I posed the question. I said, "Would you be interested in Brogdon?" And Ephraim was like, "I would." And then I went to John. I said, "What about DeJounte Murray?" And I was like, "That's what we need. We need somebody who has
we got DeJounte Murray with this roster right now. Are we winning anything in the playoffs?
We're not losing these type of games.
Are we winning anything in these playoffs with DeJounte Murray now?
Yes.
Oh, you think if we get DeJounte Murray, that we're going to be that much better right now, even without Embiid, with the centers that we have?
Let me ask you this: they say Embiid could come back for the playoffs, but we have a better position if we get Murray.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm fine. I get what you're saying, and I'm fine with that. But my point is, everybody wanted to rush and make this trade earlier in the season when we had these assets, and this is why I said I'm not pressed to make that trade early on.
It don't matter. You're gonna make a trade. They was gonna make a trade anyway.
It does matter.
They was going to make a trade. They wanted to make a trade regardless. If they made it late,
no. Because a lot of the reports were saying that they weren't necessarily sure about it, that because they might have been willing to go into the off season with all these.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Healthy B.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was reports talking about that.
Nope.
Where they said, okay.
Why? I keep telling y'all, B window not big and it's closing. It's got even close.
Then trade and build around Maxey because y'all told me Maxey was him, and the B should fall back and let Maxey be the superstar. No.
The team built around B.
B should fall back and let Maxey be the superstar. So if Maxey is that guy, then Maxey shouldn't be dropping 15 points in this game and almost fouling out. And that being said, I'm not blaming solely Maxey because yes, he got swarmed.
How many seasons?
And the problem with Tobias Harris and Oubre is, Tobias is too passive and Oubre is too aggressive. Oubre shoots some dumb shots. He shot like a couple deep three. Like, why are you squeezing that from out there? He shoots some dumb shots. And Tobias, you shooting 50%, but be more aggressive. Now, I will say he was making passes and stuff, but y'all told me that Maxey is the guy that's built around Maxey.
Let me ask you this: How many years do B got left? Let's be honest. He only had 1 year where he got through the season. That was the bubble year. That's probably because they had the break and he had time to rest his body. Yeah. How many years does B have left?
About 5. He's 29. And
you think B
got
5 years
left? That can shoot a mid-range shot. Yes. Not at this level. Not at this level. He can't.
All right, 5 years. So how many years at this level does B have left?
About 3.
4.
He's 29.
Really?
Yes, he's 29. You don't think he can't play till he's 33?
Dude gets hurt. 1 year in his career.
You didn't ask me about him being injured. You asked me about him playing, and he's been injured before and still.
The bubble year was the only year he didn't get hurt. That's because we had a break.
Okay, you're not asking me about injury. You said how many years can he play at this level, and I just told you he can play at least 3 years at this level.
I don't know.
What happened?
You said he was going to be done 3 years, like 6 years ago.
What's up, Phil?
Both
my teams are suffering right now.
The team, they didn't build this team young and for the future. They didn't flip. They should have flipped and got hot. They should have built young and for the future because you've seen this coming. Why can't this is the killing about the Sixers, even with the Ben Simmons situation. You see this coming. You see, all right, let me try to get this team young talent because I know Joel Embiid has a hard, no, it's no fault of his own, just his body has a hard time staying healthy. I gotta prepare for that.
Hey, Ampu Mine says Oubre showing why he's journeyman. This is what I was saying about Oubre, where you do see flashes where he looks outstanding. And then you see, and I said that is a reason why that he
had a bad game. He had a bad game today,
and it's the reason why, as talented as he appears to be, that he hasn't stayed somewhere.
Did he have a bad game today? Did he have a bad game today? Did he have a bad game?
What was the shooting percentage? 7 for 17. And
what was
2 for 8 from 3. Was that great? He shot
about the same as Maxi's. It's about the same as Maxi's.
Okay. I said Maxey, and I said y'all told me Maxey was the top dog on his team. You know what?
And you told me Joel Embiid was going to carry us to a chip. You told me Joel Embiid was going to carry us to a chip.
When did I say
that?
Right.
He can't even carry himself up the flight of stairs.
Ephraim. Go ahead, Sir Ephraim.
Well, Oubre was the leading scorer for the Sixers.
Yeah, how many shots? What was his efficiency?
He was 41%, 7 for 17 overall, 2 for 7 from 3. That's 28% from 3. That's not good. I mean, that's not good, but it's not. I mean, it's not good, but it's not terrible either. I mean, you can't come on here and try to make a point that he's been playing bad when he's actually been playing well, and he had a game where he just didn't play that well. You gotta pause on that. You keep trying to go back to this Oubre point that really is not a point, but you gotta let that go.
Actually, I just was addressing the point that somebody else made in the comments, and I agree with him. Yes.
But I mean, I don't. But then we just pull Oubre stats, so you did yourself, and he was playing good for the last week. So I mean, people get this one. And somebody in the comment section also said Nick Nurse is a bad coach. But this is what we do when we start to lose a couple games. Everybody, the sky is falling, and I know the Eagles left a bad taste in our mouth when they was 10-1, and then ended at 11-6. I know, I understand. But at the same time, we missing a top 5 player. Our best player on the team, top 5 player. That's huge. I mean, the only conversation that could be had here is the one Ethan and Tim is kind of mentioning. Do we build properly, knowing that Joel Embiid gets hurt a lot? But at the same time, how easy is it? The thing about it, we did have opportunities to do it. I think the point with most Sixers fans, especially with Ethan and Timothy and myself, we had the opportunity to actually add some real star power to this team, along with Joel Embiid, and Morey dropped the ball on that. So, that's where I think a lot of the frustration comes, at least for myself and Ethan and Tim. And I don't think that point is invalid, that we could have actually legitimately had a team that was still solid enough to hold us down if Embiid missed a month, if he missed 2 months of basketball.
We still
and
I don't. And then,
I mean,
I'm a little irritated too, with because Nick Nurse at some point, I'm looking for him to win a couple games for us. We brought him in to be this great super duper coach, and now I need him to will and deal for us and pull games out, do some miracle. I mean, that's what we were told, that we was getting this big old upgrade from what we had our previous coach, and I'm not seeing that quite yet. And so I'm starting to. We got to look at everybody. We can't just blame the players
over Doc. You don't see an upgrade?
No.
Okay.
Last year, I bring the stat
and
up.
This year we have a whole bunch of injuries, not just Embiid. We have a whole bunch of injuries.
Last year we lost Maxey, we lost Hart, and we lost Embiid. We were 11-5 without Embiid last year. We won 2 games in the playoffs without Embiid last year. So we've suffered significant injuries. The point of the matter is we need Nick Nurse. We said he's an upgrade. He got to deliver. I mean, I was able to look.
What's our record without Joel Embiid this year?
4-9. We're 4-9 without Joel Embiid. No, 4-10, including tonight.
But I think some of them games. But some of them games.
2 starters every game.
Yeah, some of them games I'm about to say, it wasn't just Joel Embiid out either. So when you talk about you missing that many starters, we still ain't have Melton, who who started for us. He plays very good defense. He plays good in streaks and all that kind of stuff like that. Now, if you were to make that claim about Melton, Wayne, what you've been trying to say about Oubre, you could definitely say that about Melton.
Where has he? Is he still hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So that's what I'm saying.
It's a contract year for him.
So that's what I'm saying. You had in and out starters. Sometimes you had 3 starters out. A lot of them games Joel Embiid missed. Toby missed some games. You had Melton who missed every game, and you had Maxey miss some games.
Batum missed most of the games. He ain't been here.
So, I mean, he been. I hear what you're saying with the Bull Nurse, but he been juggling a rotating door of starters, and we still got a pretty solid record. And now that you got Joel Embiid out, you got Melton out. I mean, did Maxey played okay? I mean, he's kind of whacked tonight, 15 points. That's not really what you want to see from him when your star go down. But that's the point Wayne's been making. I mean, regarding Maxey, I'll give him that. When he's how good is he going to play consistently when the big man ain't there? The big man draw a lot of attention for Maxey to flop his hair and go to the lane and all that. I mean, stuff like that. So is he is the happy hooper going to be able to be so happy when the big man ain't there? We'll see. Long as we gonna find out.
He did drop 50 the game and B wasn't there, but I do think foul trouble.
The point I said was consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, he could ball and do all this here and there.
I said that you agree with, yeah.
Is that fair though?
That's what I'm saying. If you let me do my thing, I'm trying to give you your recognition. But that's a good point. Like, how consistently can you be without the big man?
Is that
fair?
Do
y'all agree with I don't even know how you say this boy name. He said Maxey a 3 on the championship team.
I think Maxey could be a 2. I think Maxey could be the 2.
The Highland South. How you say that? Dylan South. Let's call you D. Let's call you D. This. That's what I call you. This. I mean, that's a good question to consider. I personally think he could be a 2. I mean, what he's done. I mean, what teams are you talking about now? Like, give me the teams. I guess the top teams you saying that are championship contenders, and then we had to break down who their players are and where you think he'll rank. So we got OKC, you got right now Minnesota, obviously Milwaukee, Boston. The Boston, yeah. I mean, you got Tatum, Brown, and then would you Maxey? Did you taking Brown over Maxey right now?
Somebody else did make a point in the comment section too that Halliburton been hurt too. Halliburton only played 56 games last year, and he been injured this year. So what we'd have had 2 injured stars, and then I mean, and Halliburton is a hooper. Halliburton is balling. I give y'all that, but Halliburton been hurt the last couple of years.
Halliburton ain't out for the season right now.
Let me get it. That's 2 points. One,
I came in 9-minute mark, and y'all barely let me get my spill on. But now you want chin time?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what happened was their coach still got them winning, and they did lose a lot of games at some point.
Who you talking about?
The Pacers.
Okay.
No, when Halliburton went down, you crazy. They was like number 2. They was like number 3, number 4. They plummeted when Halliburton went out.
But then they wasn't. They was still around the same. Halliburton doesn't. He didn't. No, Halliburton missing. Y'all know Halliburton wasn't missing game like 5-6 games in a row. He would miss like 1 game, play 1 or 2, miss a game, play a game.
He played 56 out of 82 games last year.
I'm talking about this year. We're talking about this year.
This year he was out for a stretch. He was out for a couple weeks. No, he
wasn't.
He missed Memphis, Phoenix, Philly, Denver, Phoenix, all straight in a row.
He just played last night, didn't he?
Yeah, but before these recent 4 games that he's played around 20 minutes a game, working his way back, he missed a stretch of games. He was out for a couple weeks.
But can't you see the way Pacers are constructed is a little bit better than how we are constructed? Y'all can see that they have a little bit more flexibility in their roster.
They do.
I mean, again, who else was hurt with Halliburton? We've been hurt. Maxey been out. Toby been out. B been out. Batum been out. Melton been out. I don't know what else. I don't think none of
this. Real quick. MOTC, don't silence nobody. Don't silence. Don't silence nobody. Don't cancel nobody out. Don't boot nobody just because of discussions going on. Like we're having debates and going back and forth. That's not a reason to boot and punish nobody. We can't do that.
Halliburton missed a week. January 21st to January 28th. He missed 7 days. He did play about 5 games in that stretch.
Okay.
You just told me he missed a game, play a game, missed 2 games.
You said he missed weeks. We can rewind the tape.
I just told you. I just read to you the games he missed in a row.
It's not looking good. That's the bottom line here.
Nicholas Batum is 35 years old. We kind of act like he's this young guy. He's older, and this all falls back on Morey. Morey got these players. And B was playing at such a high level that Morey was like, well, I can get away with just playing these bums because we're winning games. He wasn't playing. He wasn't being proactive. He still should have been like, yo, we still need certified players in here because it's going to get tougher as the season goes on. Injuries happen. He's just playing like we got this good roster. We're just going to keep the roster and keep going. That's not good. That's not good GM skill.
This said we need another creator. Dejounte Murray will help us on both sides of the ball. I mean, I agree with that. We're going to have to bring in Dejounte Murray, especially with Joel Embiid being gone. What happened?
Wayne was arguing me that I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying but you're telling me like that's going to be the solution to our team right now. You're missing a top 3 player in the league right now. But this is the point I was making earlier, Ephraim. Remember when Tim brought up Brogdon? And then, and remember how earlier in the year when they were saying we need to hurry up, make a trade. Tim was panicking and wanted to make a trade early in the year. As soon as we made the trade for Harden, and I said let's wait till close to the trade deadline. So that's the point that we was making. And Tim said he wasn't arguing for Brogdon. That was just you. Now you're trying to say it's you. But remember when you started to say you said it, and then Tim was like, I said it first. Now all of a sudden he's saying he didn't say Brogdon.
No, what I said, I posed the question to everybody. I said, would you be interested in Brogdon? And Ephraim was like, yeah, I was just talking to my father-in-law, and I was thinking the same thing that he would be a good idea. Say you didn't say that.
No, but say you also didn't say that it was your idea and you brought it up and you tried to take all this credit for it, but now you're trying to say you didn't. Like, what type of time going with this now?
I brought it up, but he trying to act like I didn't also bring up Dejounte Murray as another option.
No, Dejounte Murray just got brought up in the topic like a week or two ago. You've been saying Brogdon all season. Brogdon and Levine. We both were saying Levine, and you were saying Brogdon and Levine.
Levine out for the season too.
No, Levine knew they was about to trade him to Detroit.
I said no. I thought both would be a good idea.
Okay, so how you did you or not? Like now you saying you did, but then you didn't.
You trying to say like 2 years ago I brought up Brogdon, but last week I just brought up Dejounte. I'm like, that's not true.
So wait. So what do we need? What's the most important thing we need to trade for right now with Embiid out?
You know,
is it another guard, or do we need a big somewhere?
Right now, that we need somebody that can create shots for everybody on the team. Joel was able to, his presence allow other people to get open. He's not there no more. So now we need somebody who's could actually create movement, create shots for others.
I do think the best trade. This is why that Ben Simmons trade was so crucial. That Wayne argued me anything down. That Morey didn't give up too much. That's why that trade was so crucial, because you would actually now have extra assets to give.
They do still have extra assets. What are you talking about?
Can I finish what I'm saying? You would have extra assets without still taking from the ones that you currently have. Now the assets that you have to take from. You will already have extra assets if you properly traded Ben Simmons for Harden. You should have get Ben Simmons and Harden should almost been a straight up deal. All that extra stuff we threw, picks and players and all that stuff, you kept all that. Now you will have extra assets on top of the ones that you have.
We do. We have a team full of expiring contracts, and we have draft picks that we got back in the trade.
Okay. So if you got $10,000 and you could have had 20, and now you take from the 10,000 that you got.
He flipped it.
Yeah, but you still got if you still got $10,000, but you could have had 20,000. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
These more assets we could have had. What did we give up? The draft picks we gave up, we got back. We gave up Seth Curry and Drummond.
That's a shooter. That's a good players.
Hold on. So Steph Curry, Drummond, and draft.
Steph Curry probably wouldn't even be here right now if he was.
What you're saying. So listen what you're saying. You can't get back what you gave away to a different team. We didn't trade them back to the Nets and get the picks back. So we traded them back and got extra picks, but we could have had those picks that we didn't give for them. We could have had those too. You act like we traded them back to the Nets and they said, "Here's your picks back." That didn't happen like that. We still lost assets.
And that being said, we still have capital. We still have trade capital.
Yes, and we would have had more. This is my point.
That's the thing.
I understand how this is not a difficult concept to grasp.
It is. Wayne.
We blew the trade because we gave up too much. I said this from the very beginning. This is very easy concept to grasp, and now we're going to have to give up, and we're going to be. I'm not even going to say we're going to be deficient, but we still could have had extra. We could have actually probably made 2 trades with the extra trades that we gave up for Hart. Yeah. But hopefully we make a smart move before the deadline, and I do think everybody's leaning toward the DeJounte Murray trade. And I think that would be ideal. And Pumans, I think, mentioned he could take over ball handling, which I always felt that would be an asset to Maxey because Maxey, to me, is more of a scorer. He plays, I think, better off the ball as we noticed in that 50-point game. He could get buckets. This is why I'm trying to confuse by people acting like he had a bad game tonight and everybody looking at Maxey sideways like he'll be a number 4 on anybody else's team. Nah, Maxey bull. Maxey still got game. He had a bad night tonight. But Maxey can still put up buckets when he get hot. He shoots the 3 well. I mean, but his shooting wasn't good. I think he was 1 for 5 from 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
he didn't shoot the ball all that good tonight when he had his opportunities. But Maxey got game. I trust and believe that Maxey could be a number 2 on a championship team. But now we got to get him some help because Beat ain't here. That's what he had.
So let me ask you this, Ethan. Do you agree with some other people here that think that B should fall back? If he comes back, once he comes back healthy, he should fall back to the number 2 role behind Maxey?
No.
Okay.
Joel Embiid's the big man. He's the reason why we're going to be in contention. And without him, we're not winning. This Murray trade is to hold it down till hopefully he comes back.
Right.
At least the playoffs.
We're not winning without Beat. We're not winning without Beat.
I kept telling Wayne, you don't trade them. What you do is you build, you get those assets that make us win. We still should be able to win. We shouldn't be able to lose every game.
No. What you said was even if Bede comes back, when Bede comes back, he should fall back to the number 2 spot behind Maxey and it's Maxey's team. That's what you said.
He got to know. He got to fall around.
When's the next LeBron coming out?
He can't be as ball dominant.
We might have to start looking at the draft.
I think he can't
be as ball dominant.
Yeah,
so who's gonna be the ball? Who should be ball dominant then?
It should be more of an even. It should be more of Maxey and whoever the player that we.
We had even tonight. We had even tonight. What was the shot distribution tonight? How that work?
You can't take the night. First of all, if you see tonight, what happened was we was giving it to Dallas the whole game. We was playing well. Guess what? Kyrie, who's been out for the last 9 games, all of a sudden started getting hot. So in the third quarter, he had like 11 points. That's when the shit. That was the shift. That don't.
But you know what else? You know what else? Tonight we played a team that didn't have a true big. So imagine when we go up against one of these teams that actually have bigs on it.
And
y'all still got the bigs.
And that's why you need Joel Embiid.
Well, there ain't many teams in the league right now with a true big anyway, so you ain't got to worry that much.
I mean, you got teams with it was like small ball out there tonight. Other teams actually do have size on their teams. Boston has size. Milwaukee
Tim,
has
do
size.
you hate Embiid so much that you would rather go?
Indiana has size.
We are rebuilding. We're in a rebuild right now.
We might well trade B since we like the capital. Let's trade B, get like 5 draft picks and a couple empty contracts. And
but this is my thing. If we don't
not going to get any free agents in here because ain't no free agents coming in here to play with Maxey as the
why not?
If we don't make a trade, we might not make the playoffs.
Hey, I might be all right with that. If B can't come back and play, I'd rather just go ahead.
B ain't come back and play to the playoffs anyway. So if we don't make a trade before the trade deadline, I don't know if we make the playoffs.
How you know that? If it's 6 weeks, he can't come back before the playoffs. Playoffs started is like April 19th.
They said playoffs. They hopefully back for the playoffs. That's a hopefully.
Y'all see that Curry 60-point game, by the way? Just to bring
some. He lost.
Yeah, they sold him out. playing him let him down. But maybe we could trade for Steph Curry. I don't know. Maybe we get Curry in here, man. Would you trade B for Curry straight up?
Curry is not. Listen. Let's get this understanding
Curry would
correct.
take us to the promised land. Yes.
No superstar is going to come here to play with everybody else on this roster without Embiid. Embiid is the draw on this team. That
No, this is what you do. You draft Bron Jr. and hopefully LeBron comes.
And hopefully bring Bron here. You know the crazy part is Embiid ain't get hurt. I thought it might have been a chance that we could try to bring Bron here and tell him we go draft Bron. Bron might look at like, yo, I can run with B, Maxi. Bron step in on his squad. You know what I'm saying? We instantly the number one seed. We instantly number one team.
I don't, but when I look at B, did B get hurt on that play or was he hurt before that?
That play is what destroyed his meniscus. That play destroyed his meniscus.
Yeah.
No, you gotta remember the Bull Pajemski ran into his knee early in that game. So I think it was a combination of that hit and then when the Bull Kuminga, and I like Kuminga, that was some goofy behind stuff. How he jumped on B leg like that. I didn't like that.
He got to stay off the ground. I guess he can't.
You still don't fall on nobody. Like, who does that? That's that goofy stuff. I remember Pat Bev was doing a little bit of that goofy stuff early in his career where he was running in the Bulls. Like, he hurt Westbrook like that. Remember Westbrook wanted to punch a hole through Pat Bev's head because he ran into his. I think it was like it was goofy because if I'm not mistaken, it was about to be a timeout. You know how you cross half court and call a timeout, and he crossed half court, and then Pat Bev like shot over there before he called timeout and tried to steal the ball and ran into his knee, and I think he destroyed his meniscus. If I am mistaken, I think that was the injury that year.
I think that's a month ago because him and Maxie both got hurt in that game, and that's why they said. But me and Ephraim was told that B was faking his injury because he was scared of Joker, and then he came back. And then he came back to play because he was worried about getting his MVP and he was selfish and all this stuff. And he wasn't really hurt. He just got to act like he hurt now because he back because he ran from the smoke. Ain't that what you said to him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. He wasn't really hurt the first time. But let me ask you something. Could the play, could his rotation, could Nick's Nurse rotation playing and be full quarters? Could that hurt him? Could that have led to his injury to his knee? I mean,
no. Let me go back. No. I want to go back because you were the same dude that told me B wasn't hurt. I ain't doing that podcast. You were the same cat that told me Joel B wasn't hurt. So I need you to walk that comment all the way back because you was arguing me down all week long, talking about he ain't really hurt, he capping. Now you just want to go casually on to the next comment. Like, well, do you think Nick Nurse now hurt him? No. Before we address that he actually is hurt, I want you to walk back all the nonsense because it was you and everybody else that forced B to play because y'all hated on him. Every time he got hurt or went to sit out a game, y'all hated on him. You sent
it wasn't just him and everybody else. It was him and the other dude that's sitting up in here. It was them. It was him,
Ethan and Tim, and these other sports writers, and everybody accused B. Tim sending this old clip talking about, Doc Rivers used to make B play because B used to fake injuries and all this old goofy talk they did. So y'all asked for this. Y'all wanted it, and I kept saying the whole time, he a big boy, his body different. Remember how everything with Yao Ming, and he had bad feet, all that weight on your body, on your bones and your ligaments. You got to let this dude rest. No, B should be playing. We got to get the number one seed. Imagine if we don't get the number one seed, he going to miss game. Remember we argued this down when he missed that, when he took them couple days off, and Tim was like, well, if we missed the number one seed by one game, we're in trouble. Yeah, guess how much we going to miss the number one seed by now? You know how many games we going to miss the number one seed by? Probably about 20. But you wanted this because you wanted him to play every game. This is what y'all asked for, so now y'all got what y'all asked for. So sit in it, revel in it, and take it in for a minute. That's what you're going to do. If you're going to apologize before you move on, you're going to apologize.
I don't think you would have made it through the season anyway.
Had to get your thought out, but
I don't think you would have made it through the season anyway.
Here's the thing. Nick Nurse, I was able to go back. Real
keep yourself in the dark.
I was able to go back real quick, and Nick Nurse, they had a couple articles of Nick Nurse. One of the articles said Nurse's decision to go with rotations for the whole season that teams typically save for the playoffs has worn down his key players and left others out to dry. That I watched a couple videos and I watched a couple articles of how Nick Nurse would do his key players. Now I'm saying Embiid has been playing full quarters all of the first quarter. All of the third quarter. Could that wear and tear? Could it be?
It's multiple games where Embiid didn't even come back in the fourth quarter.
But it doesn't matter about the multiple games. He's still playing constantly. A big man.
But I just told you he's not. He said he actually sat out.
But it was something he never did. It was something he's never done. And now you're telling him to do it. And now he's injured. Could that have been wear and tear?
But y'all was fine with it.
Some of y'all people that tomorrow B need to slow down on this man. Like don't come in and play. B solve this and that. Y'all know Shaq missed a whole lot of games too, and he wasn't considered.
I'm telling you, the way it's not that he was playing because it was games that he didn't play the fourth.
Everybody built different. I don't think Shaq did Shaq ever have a bad knee injury?
I don't know, but Shaq played 51 games, 54 games his last year in Orlando, 60 games, 49 games, 67, 67, 59, 40, 33. Shaq played a lot of seasons where he had a stretch where he played 79 games, but Shaq, that's why Kobe used to talk about Shaq.
But it's slow bias Harris. I agree with you. Beat isn't built to play 82 games. That's why I'd never mind when B didn't play. I'd never care when he set out games, whether he was low managing, whether he needed some time for his physical or mental health. He wanted to spend time with his kids. I never mind seeing B not playing. It was Tim that mind see B not playing. It was Ethan who mind seeing B not playing. I didn't care about that. They was the ones who called injuries fake. They're the ones who said, "Well, is he not taking off because he wanted to spend some time? He had a predetermined game off, and now he wants to, and now he wants and now he wants to stretch it out because regardless if it was or not." You was crying about it, so don't give me these Nick Nurse stats that you want to pull up now about him playing more than he should have been because this is what you wanted. Don't ask for this. Now you got it. Now he hurt.
First of all, you got to blame the Sixers organization because that game against Denver, the Sixers
got the only person I could physically blame right now.
The Sixers got fined $75,000 because they didn't put Embiid on the injuries list. They just said it. They just sat it. So how are you managing this dude? You don't say he's hurt. Nothing like that. You just sit him in that Denver game. He's not playing. That's why the Sixers got
because the hope was that he did.
They mishandled it. There's no excuse.
He wanted to play, and then they waited and they checked to see how he was before the game. The NBA goofy with that stuff. The NBA do that crap because that's for that gambling stuff. I hate what sports do. That's even the NFL. They get on a hissy fit because you don't put somebody on the list because they care about the gamblers out there. I don't care about the gamblers. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I care about if my team is in position to play.
I just think
wait a minute, is this right? I'm looking at SB Nation, and they said how Embiid has a history of injuries, but they said this is the first time since his rookie year. It can't be right that he will miss more than 10 consecutive games. He hasn't been missing more than 10 consecutive games last couple years.
No, he hasn't been missing 10 or more, but it's been a lot, but it's not been 10 consecutive. I think.
So we talking like I know he been with the nagging injuries, but we talking like it's like career injury. I guess it was the same way it was with I don't know. I felt like he had been more than 10 games in a row. But I guess
I think it's good. B got the injury out the way now during the season, so they can be ready for the playoffs.
I kind of agree if he could get back in time. That's what I said. If he can get back in time and we can hold it down, Hey Tim, stop trying to like every comment that agrees with you.
MOTC. Listen, that if the boy ain't talking no vulgar stuff, if he ain't talking no disrespectful stuff, if he just talking how he feel about basketball, no, you don't have the right to time him out. Lester says that though NBA breaking news, NBA will no longer use mops to clean the floor. They'll use Embiid. He's saying how much B falls on. He's saying how much he falls on the floor. If you want to joke around about B, you can't get mad, bro. I know it's your favorite player, but you gotta eat that. That is what it is. This is sports talk. We going.
I'm stuck in here with these bulls acting.
We going to clown. We going to clown and all that kind of stuff like that. But
all right, well, y'all don't have to worry about B being selfish, his usage rate, and all that other. Now everybody else can eat. We can give Oubre the 30, 40, 30, 35 minutes with his high energy. We can give him the game. We can have him and Matthew running around with their hair flopping all around, and the young boys we got in there, they can run around with their braids flapping. We can see all that now because the beat not clogging up the paint for them. So now y'all have y'all wish. Y'all, Embiid is selfish, so now you don't have to worry about Embiid, even though Embiid was.
You're the person that cut their nose off to spite their face. That's the type.
Oh, you did that.
No, I'm tired of y'all crying and complaining about the best player we've had in this organization since AI.
It doesn't matter.
Every time he do something, then let him go and be stuck with a rebuild. Build around Maxey, build around Springer, build around the other young bulls we got, all the bulls that run around at Tim Love. You see the Bull Smith, even though he was shooting bricks the game before, the last couple games he had a couple jump shots. Build around these dudes. We got
or take the assets that we've gotten from the Harden trade and actually get us some talent and surround us with some more talent. Not no 35-year-old Nick Batum, not no Rocco who's over the hill that can't heal.
So how was we playing? So how was we playing when all of them was playing? How were we playing when all of them was playing? Were we not in the top 3 in the East?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we were before. It don't count. All that matters
because you're talking about all these other players they brought in. We were winning with those other players that was brought in. The problem is that Embiid is not here right now.
That's short-sightedness. You can't be short-sighted. You got to look.
That's 70. That's 70 Jinx B. That's 70 Jinx.
No. Those fans in his blowing it up and ripping him for not playing against Joker. He running from Joker. He faking injuries for Joker, and him coming back and them trying to force him to play because the NBA and all these fans and the media getting in an uproar. That's what jinxed him.
Let me ask you.
Yo, bro, you can't be mad at his personal opinion. If he want to hate and vent, he can hate and vent.
What he booted somebody?
No, he ain't booting. He ain't booting. He just telling me Lester getting on his nerves because he hating on B. But listen, that's his right. That's his opinion. He can feel B is
selfish. The NBA wrong.
Just like Tim. Tim, can you MOTC? I need you to mute Tim. Can you kick Tim out the chat for about a good 10 minutes sometime? Because he be getting on everybody's nerves like that.
Hey, Phil W. How every trade is a bad trade? Because we haven't made none. So clearly, every trade that's out there is a bad trade, according to Morey and y'all.
Hey Wayne, this bull. So you got a this bull slow bias. I think he mentioned you in every comment he put up.
Yeah, he has it's kind of unnatural. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of
like unnatural.
I had to block him on I mean, that's the boy that was showing me that tried to send me Mick pics. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now.
Who, Slow Bias Harris?
Yeah, that's the one that was sending me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you got to chill with that. You can't be sending no suspect.
It's a little unhealthy right now. Bro.
Yeah, you can't be sending no suspect content to nobody like that, bro. You gotta relax.
He did apologize. He did apologize for it, so I unblocked him.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all agree with the NBA 65 game rule?
I agree with it. You got to cut it off somewhere. You got to make it. You got to cut it somewhere.
No, I don't agree with the 65 game rule as regards how it should affect your money. I agree with it as regards accolades. I have a problem with voted on awards affecting how much you eventually get paid. I have a problem with that.
I can see that, but I can see them doing. You got to do something because the fans is paying for these games and they want to see the superstars. So you can only.
I agree, but I honestly think. Go ahead. No.
You can only get to so many games. You got a dude that can only go to 1 or 2 games a year, and then the games he chooses to go to, the superstar is not playing. That's a huge letdown.
But I think the players, today's players, I think they're so great. They so much better than the players of the 90s and the 2000s, and then everybody else is just haters. But they can't even play a full season.
No,
how many years was those players back then playing? Their careers wasn't lasting all that long because they was too busy taking each other's knees out and punching each other upside the head.
They were not taking.
So that's why when they would get an injury, all of a sudden, you got like Larry Johnson, who was a beast coming in, but then because boys cutting his knees off and all that other stuff, then he was reduced to just like a little jump hook shoot.
You gotta remember
too. 78 games, 78, 80 games, and he missed like 2 games one season.
All right, can I get my point? Can I get my point? But you asking questions. I'm trying to answer for you. I remember I watched a video that talked about how much more time on court time that NBA players nowadays play from the previous players. I'm not talking about just in the NBA. I'm talking about all the way through. I want to say Pop Warner because they about football. What's the little small NBA?
AAU,
not NBA. AAU games, high school games. They play a lot of basketball. Open gym camps. Remember when Devin Booker would run that little open gym when Corny Ben Simmons came down there and all that. But they do a lot of that, and they log a lot of time on their body. So come the NBA season, that's why I think you see a lot of wear and tear, injuries, soreness with dudes got to sit and all that. And I do agree with Ethan. You do gotta make sure the product is out on the floor. Yes. But I do think most NBA players want to play. I do think sometimes you get a little beat up. Your body get beat up. Is it smart for you to play on a sore body? You know what I mean? Like, is that smart for your career? Is that smart for your team? If you ultimately let's go back to the whole Joel Embiid thing that we talking about. You and Tim begged him to play because he was being frail, he was being weak, he ain't had no heart. These little it was a nagging injury. Go out there and play on it. It's not that serious. Go out there and play on it. That's what y'all saying.
He should have played the Denver game and sat the Golden State game. He probably wouldn't have got hurt.
No, he's already hurt. He should have set that Pacers game and then played the Denver game. And that's what happened.
Why?
Let me finish my point.
He got injured in the Pacers game the first time, and then he got injured again in the Golden State game. What he should have done is he should have set out that Pacers game and then went up, played Denver, smacked up on and then set out the Golden State game.
Can I finish my point? Finish my point though. My point was because we were talking about the 65 game thing and all that and players playing injured. My whole point is, and I'll just finish real quick with here. If you think about it from the aspect of, you might go to a game and your star player may not be there. But if your star player, what would you rather have? You go to a game and he not be there, or your team, or he save himself and he's healthy for the playoff and have your team with the possibility of winning the championship? Or would you like him to be going like Joel Embiid is right now?
I like him to be going right now because at least we have a chance to have him in the playoffs. If he played now, we wouldn't have him in the playoffs because he'd be injured.
Hey, Lester, all that hate you doing on Embiid, you know what? Maybe Embiid should not play defense like Joker does. Maybe Embiid should not play defense like Joker plays zero defense. Maybe Embiid should just worry about the offensive end, do everything on the offensive end, and hope that everybody else plays defense. But see, when Embiid's on the floor, our defense is better because he's a top defensive player in the league as well. So,
how was my answer? Was it what you rather have? An injured Embiid now and him in the playoffs, or would you have him play now and get injured in the playoffs?
But are you stacking the deck again? I mean, if according to you, the only way we could get to a championship is to have the number one seed. So now, what are you saying? So now you're saying the number one seed isn't that valuable no more?
Well, when I'm looking at it,
watch his brain burn.
Maybe not.
Okay. You see the smoke?
Okay, I'm just saying. According to you were so adamant about number one seed when I was saying if we miss number one seed because
the Bucks look vulnerable to me, so I said maybe it's not. Maybe we can't get away.
Hey Tim, why the Bucks look vulnerable? Because they was winning before they made a coaching change.
They did something like we did.
They was winning before they made a coaching change. Why they look vulnerable?
Because they made who make a coaching change in the middle of the season. I mean,
they got you said Doc is a great coach. He is a great coach.
He's better than Nick Nurse. He's better than Nick Nurse. He's better than Nick Nurse. Tell me what
did you all have a surgery yet? I seen him at the game.
No, I don't think so.
Which means this is kind of weird. Why hasn't got the surgery yet? I mean, there's swelling going on.
Maybe.
This might be.
Here you go again. See this what I'm saying? You added it again.
This might be cat. That's all I'm saying. Why?
Now I'm gonna tell you this. I want him under the knife.
Your finger should be itching for him. Where Tim at on my screen?
I want B under the knife. Hold on, but don't you want B under the knife ASAP so he can come back quicker?
Yes. Why he chilling at the game?
Don't with surgeries. Don't they gotta wait for swelling to go down to go in and do stuff sometimes?
I don't know. I want him on that
trade. I said Wayne. I said it's the swelling.
So y'all just wanting to hurry up you don't get cut up before you examine everything and look and scope everything out. You just want to go ahead and get under that.
You already did. They know what the problem is.
You also got to wait on the doctor's schedule too. Like the doctor that you use, he could have other surgeries, all that. Like
they don't care. They don't want the special doctor. Ephraim. They want him to go ahead and get. They want him to get the doctor like money up and put him on the table.
You know how much money's on the line. Joel he is up next. Whoever's next, he's next.
Hey, X-Man, don't disrespect Dame like that. Dame Tom Roley is not a fake Roley.
He got a year and a half. Joel Embiid got a year and a half playing at this level.
Dallas said the surgery schedule for tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. But here y'all go. But y'all want it early. This is what I'm saying. Y'all doing too much with Joel Embiid. It's boys like y'all. I'm telling you, if Joel Embiid played for y'all, his career would have been over 3 years ago. Because every time
we had a chip too. We'd had a chip.
No.
What with Ben Simmons? No. Oh, Ben Simmons would have took it to the chip because that's what I was told. Let's trade.
We gave Joel 2 years to heal and get better. He didn't play the first 2 years of his career.
You know what's real funny? Because Ben Simmons didn't play his first year either, even though he really wasn't hurt and he wanted to come back in the second year to get MVP.
He did not.
You know what's funny is somebody made the argument that they wanted to build around Ben over Bede because Bede wouldn't last long in his league, and Bede outlasted Ben.
No, he didn't.
He how y'all last Ben?
He did. Ben ain't hardly played. Ben played what 30 games in 3 years.
Bede ain't played for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Ben ain't played, and neither has Ben.
Did we forget Joel Embiid didn't play for 2.5 years when he first?
Did we forget that Ben didn't play his first year, and that the year that we went in the playoffs again and lost against Boston, Ben wasn't there for the playoff run because his bad back. Remember when Shake Milton played down the end of the season?
Let's pull up Hans. Stats. Let's pull up how many games has Joel Hans Embiid played? How many games did Hans play?
That's why you can't really build around it right now. He got to be a luxury item on your team.
I agree. Then you trade, you use him as a luxury, trade him, get all these draft picks, and draft stuff, and then you build around Tyrese Maxey because Tyrese Maxey is a superstar, and you build around Tyrese Maxey and Dayton Springer and the Smith boys, the young boys that we got, and then we go out and get a free agent to come to Philadelphia, even though we never get free agents to come to Philadelphia.
Joel Embiid was drafted in 2014. 2013. He didn't play till 2016. He only played 30 games. He missed the first 2.5 years of his career.
Exactly.
Ben Simmons missed 38 straight games from November 8th to January 27th.
Man. That's you know what 80 and 80 is? 160.
Yep.
That's 164 games just off the top. Let's just take that off the top.
And Ben Simmons, who came in the league a year later than him, missed the whole season, and then he missed 38 straight games after that he was sitting out. So what's that? I'm just saying, man, he lasts longer than Ben.
Ben Simmons ain't played tonight neither. Matter of fact, he only played 8 games this whole year so far. So yeah, Bede is outlasting Ben right now, in my opinion.
That's the trade they want to make and trade him.
This is my thing.
Fine. All I'm saying is if we make that trade and we get rid of Bede and want to build around everybody else, I don't want nobody else coming in here crying and complaining about Philly teams always trade their players and don't bring in nobody. I don't want to hear that. Because I heard the same people. I heard the same people talking about when AI got traded. See, that's good. We got Iggy now. Iggy the new AI. I heard people talking that crap.
This is my thing.
So
Wayne, this is my
Barkley
thing.
got traded. I heard people talking about Barkley. Yeah, see, he's selfish anyway. We got other players. I've seen this before. So
but you're the only one that suggested. You're the only one that suggested that we trade Embiid. So you want to play the
superstar that we got here?
No, it's people in the comment section also suggesting that.
Hold on. Out of every superstar that we had here, we have been the most patient with Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
We waited 3 years for this dude to play.
We weren't patient with AI.
We waited 3 years to see him play. What are you talking about? We go through every year, the last couple years, he been injured in the playoffs, injured during the season.
Right, then trade him. People like you, trade him and rebuild.
But
that's what they want. They want Jerome Wright, BJ Tyler. They want what's the tall goofy boy that we got, the number 2 seed? They want Tim Thomas, who we traded for, who we drafted.
Oh,
they want,
so Wayne,
this is what they want.
Wayne,
they want Spoon.
Not only do you want us to trade
Spoon and next Barkley, Clarence Witherspoon and next Barkley, Speedy Claxton and next Iverson. Y'all
here's the thing. Not only do you want us to trade Embiid, you want us to trade us for a bad player. You want us to do something bad.
I said trade him for a whole bunch of stuff.
You don't trade him First of all, you're not trading because Embiid is a good asset, especially if you keep it in the box. But what you want to do?
The only player I ever cried when he left was Barkley, and I was a young bull, so I ain't gonna do that no more. But Joel Embiid, we've been very patient with Joel Embiid. He didn't remember Joel Embiid was all right. Let me get off real quick. Joel Embiid wasn't getting a lot of blame for none of these playoff losses. When we lost to Atlanta, it was Ben Simmons' fault. When we lost the other year, it was James Harden's fault. You know, when has Joel Embiid really got blamed for any of these losses? We have been very patient. Hold on. We have been very patient with Joel Embiid his entire career. Very patient. It comes to a point where you get like, come on, man.
You saying he got blamed? You want to blame him for the Hawks series when he averaged 13 rebounds and 30 points? So you want to blame him besides Embiid?
Huh?
He averaged 30 points and like 12 or 13 rebounds in the Hawks series. But you want to blame that series on him?
No, I said he did.
He got blamed for Toronto series.
Did you hear? Did you hear what I said? No, he didn't.
Yeah, you said we don't blame him for that.
He didn't get blamed for Toronto series.
Huh?
He didn't even get blamed. He didn't even get blamed for not showing up Game 7.
The Toronto series.
He didn't get blamed for last year.
He did so get blamed. That's
why Harden got the blame.
People said his MVP was his championship. Embiid did get blamed.
No, Doc Rivers got blamed and lost his job.
Yes, and Harden got blamed.
Them two bulls got blamed.
They all got blamed.
No, he didn't.
They were the worst. So you wanted them to get rid of B too?
What I'm saying is, you talking about Embiid been skating scot-free through the city.
He has not been skating scot-free.
Embiid got married over the summer. He was dancing the Afro beats at his wedding, chilling all summer long. He ain't get blamed for nothing. He got blamed.
Yes, he got blamed for the Toronto series because remember when he was sick and everybody was talking about he was
that's Toronto series.
Everybody kept showing the memes and everybody was showing the memes at the end. Crying. And Tim came in here all hyped up. Like, you see Jason,
he cried his heart out, and everybody felt sorry for him. Everybody felt sorry for him when he was crying.
Hold on. All right, let me get in. I do agree. Wayne, I do agree with Wayne a little bit. B got some flack. Like, y'all acting like B skated. I do agree with Ethan too. I mean, we was patient with B, but to this point, Dow SS. He was that good. That's why you was patient. You're only patient with people who good. So he was that good, and he's proven at least the regular season that he was that good and he was worth the wait. So he is the franchise. I mean, is it some things that we want to see him, doing the playoffs and take his game to the next level and all that? Yeah, that's obvious. But I mean, I think we all know Beat ain't going nowhere. So I don't know. I mean, we not winning a championship without Joel Embiid. So I don't know why we acting. So I'm not see, here we go. So if that's the case, that's where Wayne get mad because you make comments like that. If that's the case, then you might as well trade him then. If you feel you can't win with him, then what you holding on to him for?
You hold on to him because
they're not giving us Bridges.
No, that don't make no sense.
And they're not giving us Cam Johnson for that.
That don't make no sense. If you don't feel you go win with him, then you need to trade him.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going. You can win with him, but he can't be. You're not building around him anymore. With the point, you got to start building a team as if he's not going to be there, and when he's there, it's just a luxury. But
you got to.
Okay, so wait, real quick. Can I ask you this then, Tim? So you're telling me that Embiid is getting paid this big time money, but now you want to dumb down the way he plays. So basically, you want to beat Tobias Harris, who you can't stand to hate because you feel like you overpaid Tobias Harris. So you want to pay. You want to pay Embiid to be this superstar, mega player, but you want to play him like he. Remember you wanted to trade him for Ayton. Remember you said Ayton was a mega player.
Are we going to? You want the solution, or you just want to throw out some all this stuff? The way you beat, you got to find a comparable player that's going to mix and match with Maxey. You get a nice star, and then you get some shooters around them. Then that team can still win games. Then when Joel is there, when he shows up. Then finally, you got a nice squad that can pretty much dominate anybody because you got a dominant
Nugget. Shout out to famous Jay.
Outside shooting, and you got the playmakers. That's what you got to do. You need shooters.
But you're the same person. But you're the same person that was mad that Embiid had such a high usage percentage because you said then when we had to change up the way that we play in the playoffs. But now you're telling me that Embiid dummy it down. But then when we need him, he come in and do. So you still want to switch up like which way you want it? You want us to play?
No.
You want us to switch up the way we play the playoffs?
Are we going to really be?
Against Embiid? What we saying?
I was very clear. You get there, you get another star next to Maxey in the backcourt. Preferably, I like the boy DeJounte Murray, and then you add some shooters to the squad. If you got shooters and DeJounte as playmakers, they can get the open shots. We have volume shooting. We'll be able to shoot. We'll be good. When Embiid comes back, he can still play with those playmakers and the shooters. That's how you have a nice solid squad. That team can win an NBA championship. It's that simple. Shooters and another star.
And guess what? The funny thing is, we had shooters. Batum is a shooter. Covington is a shooter. We talking about dudes that have been in.
Batum is 35 years old. He can't.
I don't care what they are. You said shooters. You said a shooter. So Batum. So wait a minute. So you tell me when Batum was playing, he hasn't played a great D&3?
Like, here's the thing. We were winning when Batum and B was on the floor. But I'm saying is at 35 years old, you can't really be dependent on a 35-year-old to play excessive amount of minutes right now in his career.
All right, then play the rookies that you hyped about, the G League Bulls that came in and played a couple games.
Or here's my suggestion: get another star next to Maxey and get some shooters around it.
So who's the other? You said DeJounte Murray. That's the star that you're saying to put next to Maxey?
That's a name I'm throwing out that I see. That's a good compliment.
Because you just talking like stars is just laying around for us to just go play. Oh, we going to the star store. Oh, we're going to take this star because they don't want the other teams don't care. They don't want their stars. They just going to give us a star. They're going to give us a star for Jaden Springer. There we go. Let's do that trick.
So Daryl Morey as the general manager, the head nacho in Philadelphia. That's his job, is to go get some stars and some shooters. That's his
and maybe his star's not available is why he's not making the trade.
Oh no, because so you're telling me everybody made trades. The Knicks made trades, everybody's gotten better.
So what stars was traded?
The Knicks made a trade.
But you said
OG.
Stars. So what stars was traded? OG is a star now?
Well, they've been winning. They went on.
Is Siakam a star? OG a star? They stars now.
Yes, those are star players in the NBA. They're star players in the NBA.
But this is where, again, to me, it goes back to Morey dropping the ball because we could have had enough assets to possibly get a star. If we would have combined the assets that we got for Harden the first time, or for Ben rather, and then the assets that we got for Harden the second time, we could have possibly combined those assets to get a true legit star in here to play with Maxey while Joel Embiid was out, and with Joel when he come back. But I mean,
your star player OG is averaging 15 points a game this season, and he's missed his last 4 games. But that's your star. That's your star, though, right?
They did real good since they got him. They've been playing very well.
So they've been playing good the last 4 games.
What do you say?
They played good the last 4 games.
The Knicks, they were 8. At one point, they were 8-2 with.
So have they played good the last 4 games? Because he hasn't played the last 4 games. So are they still playing good without him?
The Knicks were 8-2. So they were 8-2 last time I checked after the trade.
And he missed the last 4.
Doesn't matter. The team has gotten better. They know how to win.
So even his presence. So he's a star. Even his presence on the bench has made them play better. Okay.
Yep. I don't understand what the problem. So you're opposed to them getting another star player and some shooters?
No, I've never been opposed to them getting a star player. But that being said, it also other things has to be added into that mix. Like for instance, I'm not just going to like mortgage everything and bring in a star player. Like that's like even Levine. Like even though I wanted to get Levine, when I looked and seen his contract and how much money was owed to him, I'm like, I wasn't as sure anymore. Because now you bought it, now you locked into that contract. Who's to say that won't be another Tobias Harris contract?
So instead of being locked into a contract with a star player, you're just like, wow, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'd rather not do nothing than be locked into a contract with somebody that I know.
This levels of star player. Yes.
You running scared. Meanwhile, that we got Levine 2-3 years ago, I'd rather take my chances with a star player than no star players. At least we don't got that bad. You're saying at least we don't got that bad contract. If you scared your dog, you gotta make decisions. You gotta be aggressive.
No, you don't. You can be aggressive and be wrong, and that don't make it good just being aggressive. You got to be smart.
It doesn't matter. We're smart and stand pat when everybody else is making moves.
Well,
so you just want to make a move because other people making moves. I got you.
How long we got to the? How many days to the trade deadline?
It's the 8th. Today is the 5th? We got 3 days. 3 days.
So now, outside of Joel, because I know you and Ethan like to put a lot of blame on Joel Embiid, but can we now put the blame on Morey because he the one who got to make this trade? If we saying that Embiid is clearly not going to make it through a whole season, and we know this, obviously they know this. So if they don't make a trade, then when we going to start calling out when are our shows going to be directed around the Morey hate and not the Joel Embiid hate?
I've been hating on Morey. That's Tim and Wayne that think he deserves a break. That's Tim and Wayne that worship at the Morey temple.
I don't worship nothing, but I don't get overly emotional because the dude don't make the hurry up and make a trade. Because I feel uncomfortable. I want him to hurry. I'd rather my guy consider the trade and make a trade, educated trade, not just make a trade just because people in their feelings about something. Some people wanted to trade Embiid years ago.
Who's some people?
Nobody on here said trade Joel Embiid. You want?
I was talking about trading Embiid.
Okay, not me.
and if we don't win a chip, was I wrong?
Nope. But
everybody, you do realize that there's a lot of teams that don't win chips. That don't mean that it was bad to keep a player.
At least get to the end.
Joel Embiid ain't winning chips. Should they trade AI?
Hold on. See, this is my thing with Joel Embiid. We've been very patient with dude. And dude so far can't get us out the second round. There's no excuse why we couldn't at least play in one Eastern Conference championship. At least one.
Let me ask you this. Going into the season,
he's so great. He's this dude beats people, trading for anybody, and we can't get to the Eastern Conference.
Let me ask you this. So how many times did we lose as a favorite other than the Atlanta series?
Everyone.
All time.
No. We were not favorites in every one of them. Boston, was we the favorite against Boston last year, and we went 7 games
against Toronto? We was the favorite against Toronto.
No, we were the favorite.
Wait. That's not.
You the favorite against Toronto.
Let me answer your question. Wayne, let me answer your question.
Toronto.
Wayne, we was
the favorite.
We was up 3 games to 2 against Boston. We were considered the favorite at that point in the series, and we lost.
At no point in time did anybody think we was going to beat, and we took them to 7 games.
Yes, they did.
Who did?
Game 6, we was the favorite to win. Game 6 at home.
As I said, coming into that, were we the favorite? Coming into those series, were we the favorite?
No. While you're in the series, we at one point Boston came as the favorite, but when we went up 3 games to 2, we had 1 game, we had 2 times, 2 shots to win. We didn't. We were the favorite game 6. We blew it.
Okay, let me ask y'all this.
We're talking about this series. Which team was considered better?
Let me ask y'all this. PA Assassin says, fellas, all this going back and forth is unnecessary because the season is over. Write the Sixers off and hold on to all your trade assets and blow it up and rebuild in the offseason. Is that a legitimate comment?
So what's the blow it up and rebuild? You talking about trading Embiid and everything else? Or you saying rebuild around Embiid and Maxey?
If you're blowing it up, you trading Embiid.
Do you like what's coming?
I'm not opposed to it. My thing is, if you feel like Embiid is not the answer, then trade and get the value that you can.
No. It's not even that. Do you officially feel the season is over? Because I guess what he's saying, and Phil and PA Assassin, maybe you can explain yourself, but I also think what he's saying is not that Embiid is not the answer, but Embiid is not going to be healthy enough for us to win a championship with him. If that's your thought process, and I'm not always disagreeing with that. So if you think that because of his injury history, he won't be able to carry us to the promised land, do you chalk this season and rebuild for the next 5 years?
I feel like if you believe Embiid is not the answer, then you make the trade. Yes. Then you trade him and you rebuild.
Can I give my suggestion, which I've been suggesting the whole night?
Okay.
Instead of not making Embiid the most dominant force for a limited amount of games, play him where he can be even where you may need him in a playoff series. But in the meantime, Just spread the ball around, spread the wealth around, so you can have them at the end of the year. If you sit there, if you just go 90 miles an hour the first quarter of the year, first half of the year, that he's dead at the end or he gets injured. But if you just pace them and everybody gets to eat, you can rotate the ball with everybody throughout the year. Now y'all know how to play with each other. Then you might need a game where Embiid dominates you in one game in the playoffs, or Maxey dominate.
Okay, but is that how realistic is that though?
Well, the Clippers are doing it right now with Kawhi, and the Toronto did that with Kawhi before. And then Golden State did the same thing.
But when Embiid was doing that, you was complaining because he wasn't playing. So now you
hold on. I mean, Golden State did that with who now?
Golden State, when they was on that championship run with KD being the best player, they sat there and KD
wasn't the best player. But go ahead, Steph Curry.
It wasn't always KD giving you 30 or winning games. They had Clay. Steph. Let me finish my thought. And then you also had Draymond doing some dominant things. It was a collective. That team was special because everybody ate.
Okay, but you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm not asking you, is it possible to play like that? I'm asking you, how reasonable is it to realistically think you're going to be able to get another star in here to be able to play, or that you can get in here that can play when Joel Embiid is out? Like how like KD went to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Like Kawhi, he was a free agent. He had the option to go where he wanted to go, and he got traded to Toronto. Then he left Toronto, and he decided to go to LA. Like how realistic do you think we're going to get another superstar who wants to come here, that we're going to be able to hold the fort down to Joel Embiid can really get off in the playoffs? How realistic do you think that is?
I think with the max money that we have, is very realistic, because we have spots where we have 2 max contracts. We know we're going to sign Maxey for a max contract, but we have space that we can offer somebody a max contract. Now the thing is, Joe or Morey got to go out and grab that person.
Okay, so are you going chalk? So we only got the max contract once Toby contract comes off, right?
Mm-hmm. But Toby's number, like Toby really has 33 games left with Philadelphia. So right now,
hey Tim, I like SB Cole's comment.
Stars don't get traded for stars. If a B gets traded, we're getting drafted.
No, don't read it. Highlight it. Like you know how you like to highlight. Highlight.
Give me the power to highlight. I need to get that power.
I had it until I switched up computers. Stars don't get traded for stars. If Embiid gets traded, we're getting draft picks and role players, and that's why I said thank you. And that's the point, and that's the reason why I said if you feel like Embiid's not the answer, then trade it. Because you made a point the other day about Wade, like how Wade was a 30-point a game scorer.
I don't understand his point. We're not trading a star. We traded our role players for a star.
You're not getting a star for your role players. Who does it? Who does?
You do.
Who?
Everybody trade their star for role players. You don't play star. It's hard to trade a star for a star.
Unless a star is disgruntled. All right, so what's the role play? We trade. Oh, you know what? You're right. My bad. You're right. We did trade a star for a role player. We traded Harden for all the role players, and you complaining about that. But now you're saying that we could trade star. But we could trade star for role players.
We needed them assets. Those were draft assets. They weren't role players. They were assets for trades. They were trade assets, I should say.
Man, I hope if we do trade Embiid, I hope we do trade. That actually would be a good place to trade. Trade him to OKC, and we can get draft picks and some players. I'm saying if you don't think Embiid is the answer, because that's what you know. What you don't sit there and bring somebody to your team, and then you like when Wade fell back and let Bron be great. Bron is Bron. That's why Wade fell back and let Bron. So who is going to be this dude that's going to come in? Because first of all, you want B to step back and give Maxey the reins and step back and play a secondary role to Maxey, who has a dominant player, top 3 player in the league for like the last couple of years, and now you tell him, okay, listen, you're gonna be the second player.
You're really saying that a 40% usage rate to drop them down to 29 to 30 is hard when everybody else in the league, everybody else is doing 30 with their stars, but Embiid can't be a 30% usage rate player. That's all. I'm not saying drop him down to make him look like he's
No.
regular.
You said
No,
to make
I'm
Maxey
telling
the
you what I'm
number
saying.
one and put Bede as second. As you
What I'm
said,
saying.
basically make Bede the Robin to Maxey's Batman.
But he is a Robin, especially in the playoffs. But what I'm saying is,
Okay,
30%.
then let's trade him. Then let's trade him and bring in
30%.
a real Robin and some other
All right,
draft.
Ephraim, I asked you, is 30% usage rate down from 40%? Is that much to ask? Is that a hard sell to give to ask of Joel Embiid if it can guarantee that he'll be around in the playoffs?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, especially, but you got to bring another, like you're saying, you got to bring another legitimate scorer in here. I think if you got DeJounte Murray in here, you would his usage rate would go down. Yeah. I don't know. But I think you think he's kind of like greedily hogging up the ball when people keep. He's a mismatch every time, so it's like why not feed the big men? Like how many big men are even comparable in size? It's like if you play with Joel Embiid, what would you end up doing? You would end up giving him the ball. Like for the most part, you would end up giving him the ball.
That's what we're doing. But if that's not working, you got
it was working. No, I mean outside of being hurt, you're just saying it's going to get him injured. But win-wise, it was working.
It works in the regular season. It does not work playoff time. It just don't. We've seen it. You've seen it.
I mean, no. First of all, his usage rate in none of those regular seasons was as high as it is now. What was his usage rate last year? It wasn't that high last year.
The efficiency rate or his effectiveness wasn't that high either.
No. But you're saying it doesn't work, but it didn't happen. So my thing is, you're saying his efficiency, his usage rate was high, and then we got in the playoffs. Either it got low or because it was high, it didn't work. But that we didn't see it the whole thing yet, so you can't say it didn't work because last year his usage rate wasn't nowhere near where it is this year.
Here's what I know: like last year in the playoffs, we did have to play 2 games. We had to close out the series. They say the toughest thing to do is to close out on the playoff series. We had to do it against the Brooklyn Nets, and we were to win that without Joel Embiid. Then the first game of the Boston series, we was able to win that game without Joel Embiid. So there, you can win games without Joel Embiid. You don't want to win games without him, but you can do it. But the effectiveness of it is sometimes if you got different players. Say what you want about Harden. I mean, he failed us at the end, but he was a player that we could have counted on along with Maxey.
Maybe B's usage rate in Game 6 should have been a little bit higher. Maybe we'd have pulled out Game 6.
How about if he'd have touched the ball within the last 4 minutes? Then maybe since he had 26, Doc ain't draw plays for him to get it because Harden came down and had a turnover, and then Maxey shot the air ball, and the B did touch the ball in the last 4 minutes of the game. Maybe if he'd had a higher usage rate in those last 4 minutes, we might have won.
If you want to argue, I mean, to me, I think you have, and your point is not completely invalid, but I think you have more of an argument if you talk about his usage rate as regards injury, because it did end up happening. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it hurt, whether that was based on usage rate or just a fluke injury or just natural wear and tear of a season, then, that is what it is. But like I said, he's so much of a mismatch. You have to give him the ball for the most, unless he's getting double and triple team. And throughout the regular season, I think the thing that you run into, a lot of teams aren't always doubling him in the regular season, so it leaves him with a constant mismatch. Then his mid-range jumper is crazy, so he also got that in his bag. So you're going to lean toward giving the ball probably a lot more. But if you had DeJounte Murray, somebody else who could create their own shot, a little bit more athletic, along with Maxey, then I think his usage rate will naturally go down because DeJounte Murray gonna be looking for his shot a lot more.
That's what we got to do.
Phil W. Right, if you don't stop with this idiot, if B has one of the best mid-range shots in the league, but you keep telling, put him on the post. So you want him to block up the paint for Maxey, block up the paint for everybody else, then put the beat on. No, not you, Tim. I'm talking about Phil W. Put a beat on the post, even though his mid-range jump shot is water. And for everybody that's hearing me say about trade Embiid, that's not my suggestion to do. That's not what I would do. But for everybody that feels, if you feel as though Embiid's not that guy and he's not reliable, then if that's how you feel, and if the Sixers feel that way, then trade him and get capital back to rebuild. But just know this: Philadelphia does not bring in prime free agents. And the only way you get star players wanting to come here now is when you have a player the magnitude of a Joel Embiid. Star players are not coming here to rebuild with Maxey.
Star players ain't coming here to do that with Embiid. I mean, come on. But, listen, Because they haven't so far.
Come here to play with me?
They haven't so far. He has 9 shots. All right, we wrap this thing up.
He could have just got off. He ain't got to tell us to wrap it up. He came in late anyway.
No, I already said we was gonna wrap up.
I'm wrapping up. Tim about to go.
All right, brother.
Unless Wayne want to go by himself.
By myself. And I take on all y'all.
All right, y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure y'all do it this time too. We be having more views. We be having the likes. So like, comment, subscribe, and the notification bell. We're gonna catch you on the next podcast. We out.
Get Steph Curry and LeBron in here. Either one of them. We win the championship.